Well, what I'm talking about is we look at somebody and we say, "Oh, he's not working, so therefore he's lazy." And that ethic comes from the time when that might have actually been true anytime you saw somebody not working, because we needed about 100% of the available man hours of a community to take care of everybody in the community. But we have improved the efficiency of so much stuff and we've automated so much stuff, we don't actually have to do that. We don't actually need that entire percentage of available man hours of mankind to just solve the problem of the standard of living. I think now we either increase the workload by coming up with projects we want to do, or we let people have more free time.
I vote for more free time.
You sound very smart.
I vote for coming up with inspiring projects like going to Mars with millions of people. Elon Musk wants to do that. I'm completely behind him, and I think that all the spacesuits and life support systems should be manufactured in the
Well,
U.S.
he's moving here. Why don't you go apply for a job with him then?
One, there's a few complications in my life. Not an excuse, just kind of like it. That's a complicating. I have complicating factors I won't get into too much. And two, I would totally be down for it.
Well, go for it. All they can do is say no.
Is he working? Is he? I thought he was going to Oklahoma.
I don't know. I don't watch the news. The last I heard, they were looking at Texas. I don't know if it's true or not.
A lot of times, big companies, when they look at moving out of someplace, it's because the place they want to move out of sucks for their business. And you look at what California did to Elon Musk's car business. They tried to shut him down. And it was, like he said, an unelected official that did it. And so now what they do is they go around and they say, is there any place better? So Texas looks good. Oklahoma looks good. The conservative states are good for business because they will let people do projects.
You sound very educated.
I'm largely self-educated. I've been thrown out of at least 4 colleges.
Well, self-educated is the same thing as better. If anything, it's better because you're not indoctrinated.
There's shortcomings, to be sure. But, you take what you can get. At the moment, I'm typing a complex number and trying to think about sociology at the same time, and my brain is frying. Here we go. Okay. And I prefer to think, like the scientists say, I stand on the shoulders of giants. That way more work has been done by people in the past that I learned from and rely on to make my opinions than I ever came up with. And I'm just trying to work out the relevance to today. And if I get something right, it comes from God, and if I get it wrong, forgive me and just kind of skip that part.
You're just a human. You're just a human like everybody else.
No tentacles.
You're fine.
Although I'm sure there's somebody in New York that's trying to figure out how to get a surgery so they can sexually identify as an octopus.
You're funny. You should have your own channel or something.
I have a YouTube channel, and it is horrible.
What is it?
American Nomad News.
American Nomad News?
That sounds awesome.
Let's check it out. American Nomad News. On YouTube?
And if you have anything bad to say, you have to say it on the channel.
I don't even know how to comment on YouTube.
It's really easy. You just scroll down, there's a little comment line, you type it in, you hit enter.
Okay, American Nomad
Mm-hmm.
News.
Yep.
There you are. Hey, is this library or a different one? You're
It's
Nomad. It could be any library.
It's probably this one because it's been a while since I've been able to broadcast, and I've just now started putting a bunch of stuff up.
I just subscribed to you.
Cool. You're like the 22nd subscriber. I am so tiny in the YouTube verse.
That's just great. I just like to talk about CPS and family court corruption. If you ever want to watch my
Ah.
because there will be reform. Just saying that there will be.
You have a YouTube channel and you don't know how to comment on YouTube?
Well, it's not a real YouTube channel because I can't use my real name because it's protecting my son's identity. But I just started making videos to tell the truth about what happened, in case somebody happens to look under.
Well, you know, the best way to live life is right out front.
Well, since the court case is still on, I technically can't use my real name.
Sure you could.
Well, then
You'd have to discuss it from a different point of view. Just don't use that personal case.
Well, I want to use my case, so I just use a different name. The court people know it's me. I don't care. That's just protecting my son's identity.
There's a thing in Islam that says if you get your life in the left hand from behind, you get hell forever. And if you get your life in the right hand from the front, you get heaven forever.
Well, I got heaven. I got Jesus. I got heaven. Well, he's exposing all the lies.
Oh, and I forgot my headphones.
What's your name again, sir?
Mine?
Yeah,
Darren.
Darren. I'll subscribe to you too, man.
Cool.
I saw that you only have 3 videos. You seem like you have lots more to say.
Oh, American Nomad News.
Yeah. I guess it was just what popped up, but you seem like you have a lot to say.
I've got about 200, I think, videos.
Oh, well, and I clearly just don't know how to work it.
And YouTube is kind of weird. It rolls around a little bit. But I introduce myself by my name in the beginning. Actually, a while ago, while doing a bunch of research, I found that there were some videos about CPS taking children from families and kind of the filmed interactions.
Yeah?
And I found that some of them were talking about when the children were taken from the women.
Yeah?
Now the men, they have a high tendency to commit suicide when their families broke up and they're blamed for everything. And successfully, as which is a horrible term to call suicide successful. But the women in these videos would go into CPS and find the caseworker, and even if the cops were present, shoot that lady in the face.
Well, that's crazy. Well, I just want these.
But you know, it's kind of like the old thing that you'd hear a lot of people talk about. Don't mess with Mama Bear. She'd get mad.
Well, the courts have no problem messing with the mom because they get there's grants now to secure the dad. They get money every time the child boards their dad. From the government.
They get money anytime they screw with a family.
Well, yeah, but there's more and more money right now for father's rights and the moms and
And see, for me, I think anytime you break up a family, you've got it wrong. The court's job should be to strengthen, not weaken society. And when you pitch the mother and the father against each other, when you pitch the genders against each other, when you make the children a goalpost in the middle of a family for money, then you're really not doing as a court, you're really not doing the service to a community that you're sworn to do.
And there's so much in court that could get resolved with counseling before the board has ever even looked at, but they know that, and there's no money in intervention, so they're not interested.
In highly liberal states especially, if the mother is on food stamps or WIC or any of those programs, they will give her the carrot. They will offer her all kinds of programs so long as she turns in the father